Hey mamas, you are listening to the Motherhood is Ghetto podcast. We all know motherhood can be a beautiful thing, but girl, it can also be ghetto. Join me as we discuss some of the best and worst parts of being a mom raising kids, all while trying to figure out this thing called life. This ghetto is a safe space, mamas. So welcome to the hood. Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of Motherhood is Ghetto. My name is Joy, and how y'all doing out there? If y'all doing all right, say amen. Today is a good day for me. Ain't nothing really going on today, nothing special. I've just been enjoying the day with my kids today. We all went out earlier this morning to go have breakfast together, and it was nice. And I'm so glad that I was on the way home. I was thinking and reflecting. I was like, I'm so glad like my kids are at an age and a stage in their lives like where like they're well behaved. Not that they were complete terrors like when they were little, because I remember getting complimented a lot when I would take them out on how well behaved they were. But still, like it took a lot, like to get to that point, like where they're behaved all throughout. Because sometimes they start out well behaved, and then like as we sit, the longer we sit, like the more antsy they get, then they start to get restless. But luckily for me, I haven't really had too much of an issue with my kids, like out in public and them being like just wild and rambunctious. But nonetheless, I was just reflecting. I was like, it's nice to just be able to go out with your children, not have to worry about any behavioral issues, and just chill with them and vibe with them. So that's what we did this morning. We went and had breakfast. We went to this place here in Vegas called Baby Stacks. If you don't know what Baby Stacks is or never been to Baby Stacks, I highly recommend. It's a family owned and operated breakfast chain, breakfast slash lunch, and they're pretty good. So we had breakfast there, and then we brought our asses back home because it's hitting triple digits now in Vegas and it's hot. So yeah, we just chilling. But also too, amen, it's a great day because this episode right here, this episode that you're listening to right now is episode number 50 of the Motherhood is Ghetto podcast. Y'all, clap it up. Clap it up for the community. Clap it up for the podcast. Clap it up for yourselves. Amen. For being a listener and rocking with me on this journey. It has been so awesome to do this podcast, and I want to do 50 more episodes, 150 more, 250, whatever, wherever life takes me. Amen. But I'm grateful to have this platform and to be on this platform and to be speaking with you all. And 50 episodes. I feel like I should have more. Amen. But that's okay. That's all right. I'm glad that I've made it to 50 episodes and I didn't quit. Amen. I didn't quit. And sometimes, like, I stopped and I got a little inconsistent, but I didn't quit. Amen. So I'm proud of myself. But most importantly, I'm super duper grateful that you guys are all here with me, embarking on this podcast journey, this journey of mine to reach other moms out in the world and just to spread my message that this shit is ghetto. Like being a mom is not for the faint of heart. Like we watch it on TV and movies and like we think this shit is easy and that we can do it. We pop out a baby here and there and then it'll just be fine. But the shit's not fine. It's not fine. It's not It's not easy, and sometimes it's not fun. Like being a mom for the rest of your life, like it's not the most ideal thing. And when you step back and look at the broader picture, it's like you go through some shit, like you go through hell to raise these kids, like, and it starts even before they get here. Amen. Like it starts like as soon as you pee on that damn stick, and and the stick says positive or yes, or it has the two thick ass lines for a yes. Like it starts then, like it, and it, you know, and it's a lifelong endeavor. So yeah, I'm just on a little personal mission just to tell all the moms out there, like, it's okay, like, we're gonna get through this. We can't be perfect at this. There's no rule book or handbook, and we just got to get out here and do the best that we can. We did the hardest part, which was getting them here. We put our life literally on the line. We put our bodies and our lives on the line to bring these humans into this world, and raising them is even harder. So from one mom to another, like, I salute you. I'm proud of you. And we're gonna keep doing this thing called motherhood. As ghetto as it is, we're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep striving and surviving, because what Glow say, at the end of the day gotta end. Amen. So so we're in it now. We're in this hood called motherhood, and we in it for life. We signed the death row, baby. We assigned the death row. There ain't no getting out. So we might as well embrace the journey. We might as well learn what we can learn, do what we can do, try to raise some productive humans and put them out into society and hope that they just do good. Like they do radically good in this world. And that's all we can hope for, as long as we put our best foot forward. So shout out to you, shout out to me, shout out to the podcast. 50th episode. Let's go. So, for this episode is not going to be a book club episode. I really just wanted to chat with y'all just for a minute. Next episode will be our final book club episode for the book that we're currently reading, which is The Black Girl's Guide to Financial Freedom. So we will wrap up the book club, wrap up chapter 8, the last chapter, and be done with that. And then we'll move on to another book, probably in the month of July. So stay tuned for that. But today, I just wanted to share with you guys a quick experience that I had interacting with another mother, and how how I received this message that I'm about to give to you guys today. And so the message for today is to appreciate where you are. No matter where you are in your current life right now, no matter what highs and lows you're experiencing right now, appreciate the now and what's going on in your life. Appreciate what's going on now. So, So to kind of set the scene, I was at work the other day, and I was speaking to a young lady. She's about in her mid-20s. She has two sons, young, under the age of 5. And we were talking, and over the course of some months, I've been able to kind of get to know this young lady, and super cool girl. Like I love her to death. Super cool. So we've had a couple of opportunities, like to kind of chat about kids and stuff like that. And she was, because she knows that my sons are very close in age. My sons are only 18 months apart. Amen. Uh, so she was asking me, some things that I did, like as far as like potty training and, because they were so close in age, and then having a son with special needs, and, that was delayed in their development. And we just kind of been talking like back and forth and sharing experiences and stuff like that. And the other day, she was kind of telling me, she's working on going back to school, so that way she can make more money and pursue a career in, I believe she said tech or IT or cybersecurity, something like that. And, she's working to, move her and her boys like to a better neighborhood. And she was describing like where she lived. She was just saying something like, like it's ghetto over there, blah blah blah. And from what she was saying, like it sounded like I knew where she was talking about. And I said, I think I know where you live. And I was like, do you live off of whoop de whoop de whoop whoop? And she was like, yeah, I live over there, right behind blah 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 blah. I don't want to put, where she lives out there, just for the sake, we're not trying to put anyone's business out there like that. And she was like, yeah, I hate it there. Like, it's ghetto. Like, I want to, but like, she said, I was living in a nice neighborhood, but, shit happened and I got evicted. Like, so now I'm here because, this is what I can afford. And she's a single mother. She's working with one income. She's raising her two boys, essentially by herself. So, she did what she had to do. And when we, confirmed and I recognized where she lived, I told her, I said, I used to live there too. And she was like, no way. And I was like, yeah. And just let me describe this place for you guys. Like driving up to it, like if you were to drive past this part of town, you'd be like, oh, it's fucking ghetto. Like, it's the ghetto. Like, there's hood people living over here. Like, it's not an aesthetically pleasing part of town. It's just basically, it is what it is. And to me, when I lived there, like, I considered it to be ghetto. Like we live in the ghetto. Like, it doesn't get any ghettoer than this. It was the first time I had ever lived anywhere like that before. But, it was at the time that I was living there, like, it was what I could afford. I didn't have the best credit, so they did like the second chance type of leasing. And back then, when I lived there, they were only asking for like 2 times the rent, or like 1.5 times the rent. Now, baby, here in Vegas, they're ridiculous. Like everywhere, like apartments you rent or whatever, they want 3.5 times the rent. Plus, they want you to have saved like 3 months worth of expenses in your bank account. Like, it's a wild. But back then, it was easy for me to get that apartment. And at the time that I moved to that apartment, I had moved out of my mom's house. I had I had just had Genesis, my daughter. So, but during the time I was pregnant with her, me and my husband, we were living with my mom. And so when I got a job and had started saving up some money and stuff. And then my husband had got a job and we were both working. We saved up enough money to move out of my mom's apartment and we moved into our apartment. And then, yeah, so that was like, it was like, we got to get out of here. Like, we got to get our own spot. Like, we got this baby and yeah, we got to make it do what it do. So it was like the best and first opportunity. So we took it. And not that I wasn't really afraid to live in a neighborhood because I had my husband and my husband wasn't going to let nothing happen to me. But it was like, it was just, it didn't look nice. Like, the inside of the apartment, it was clean and everything, but everything was old and outdated, and the people around there were not so savory. um, a lot of like drug addicts walking around, just a lot of sketchy things going on, like around the neighborhood, around the apartment complex. So it was wild, and I particularly didn't like living there because it wasn't what I was used to. And I hated living there so much that a lot of times, like, I didn't want to go home after work. Like, when I would go pick up my daughter from my mom's house, I would stay there like for like hours until like either my husband got home. Like, if I had called my husband, he said he wasn't at home, like he was still at work, or he had stopped somewhere, like at a friend's house or whatever, or at his mom's house, I wasn't going home. I was like, well, I'll just wait for you to come home and let that be the reason. And I would do my best, like, to stay away from that place as much as possible. And that energy rubbed off onto my daughter. So my daughter didn't even like being there. She wanted, like, she would cry, like, if it was time for me to come pick her up. She didn't want to leave Nini's house. Like, she spent so many nights there at my mom's house because she didn't want to go home either. And I really think it was because, like, the energy, like, I was putting off, she was picking right up on it. And, she didn't want to be there either. So yeah. So back to the story. So she's like, so the young lady's like, no way, like, I can't picture you living like there, like in a place like that. And I was like, I didn't think that I would ever live in a place like that either. But I had to do what I had to do. Like, we didn't have a lot of money. Like, we live in paycheck to paycheck. Credit wasn't good, so we had to do what we had to do. But one thing I had told her, I was like, but just know, like, you know that this, like, you just know that this isn't like where it ends for you. Like, you already know that you can achieve more because you've lived in a better place before. You just had circumstances come up or whatever. And um and we were just kind of talking about that, and I was telling her, like, I always had it in my mind that we weren't going to stay there. I never tried to get 100% comfortable there. I didn't decorate the place. Like, I didn't do anything because I was like, I'm not staying here that long. And I ended up getting pregnant with Solomon while we were living there. And I remember, um, my brother was getting married, and my dad had came in from out of town, and we had went to the wedding and everything. Everything was cool. But before we left, my dad came to my apartment because we were going to ride to the wedding together. And, he came in, all that stuff. He hung out, whatever. And then, but before or after he left, I was talking on the phone with him, just chatting with my dad. And he said something to me like that. At the time, it hurt my feelings. Um, but nothing against him. Shout out to my dad. I love him. But at the time when he said it, it hurt my feelings. And he was like, he said something along the lines of like, I can't believe that this is where you live. And he's like, I was shocked. And it kind of like made me a little sad because, like, you've never lived in a place like this before. And and like, me being young, and at that time that I was living there, I was also in my mid 20s. So right, exactly what this young lady is experiencing right now is what I lived 10 years ago. So so I'm like in my mid 20s, and I'm like, damn, like, I'm trying my hardest. Like, I'm doing my very best right now. And you know, and to have him like come in and say like this isn't you, like, this is beneath you type thing, it really made me sad. And it's not like, It's not like my apartment was like tore up, falling apart, or anything like that. Like it looked decent and presentable. It's just like the neighborhood was bad. The outside of it didn't look nice and all that good stuff. But when he said that, it hurt my feelings. But like it hurt my feelings enough, like to be like, all right, like I gotta do better. I gotta get better for me and my kid, and I'm pregnant right now, and I can't. I'm not raising a baby here. I'm not raising my kids here. So, when I say like the message for today is like to appreciate where you are. In that moment when I was speaking to her and I was talking to her about the time like when I lived in the same place she lived, like at the same age that she's at now, like it made me appreciate where I am right now today because I was praying to get out of there. Amen. Like I was praying my very best prayers every day to have the means and the ability to move away from there. Like I hated living there so much. And she was telling me the same thing. She's like, I hate living there. Like I hate that I have to like, have my kids here for right now. And so she's working hard like to try to, get herself away from that place. Just the same way I was. But I remember praying to get away from that place. And to be where I'm at today. Like this is like what I prayed for. And lately, most recently, like I've been all over the place. I'm like, oh my God, like I really want to move. I really want to buy a house. Like I'm doing everything possible. Like I'm watching my spending. I'm being responsible. I'm saving my money. Like I'm hustling. Like I'm bringing in like different sources of income and just stashing and saving. Like I'm touching and I'm tucking. Like I'm touching and I'm tucking. And but I'm like, damn, like I really want to move. Like I want to move to a brand new house, like never lived in house. And I'm really like I started to like beat myself up. And it's like, this isn't good enough. Like my babies deserve, a brand new house. Like we deserve a brand new house to make brand new memories in and this, that, and the third. And after I had spoke with her and like I was on my way home that day, I was like, Joy, you better be grateful for what you have now and be content with what you have now because you were praying for this. You prayed for this. Like you prayed to not have to live somewhere that you don't like. You prayed for a more beautiful neighborhood. You prayed for more privacy and more peace. You prayed for more space for your children, like even the ones that you didn't have yet. Like you prayed for it. Like you're living in your actual prayer right now. So appreciate how far you've come in the work that you've done to get where you are. And not to say that my aspiration like to buy a home or to move or whatever like is not valid because we can still like dream bigger and that's okay. But at that moment like I had to humble myself. I'm like, Joy, don't like you were her. Like what she's living right now, you lived that story. Like that's a chapter in your book. So you need to fully embrace like and appreciate what you have going on now because this is what you prayed for. So if my next level is home ownership or we do end up moving to like in my head, I envision my next neighborhood being behind gates. Like I envision living in a gated community, like and all that good stuff and everything is nice and looks beautiful. The neighborhood is beautiful and it's taken care of. And like, that's what I envision like my next home and my next community and neighborhood to look like. And that's okay to envision it. And I know I'm going to get there. But I need to be present in the moment and now, and just thank God that he answered my prayers. And I put in that work. Like it took a long time, but I put in the work and finally got what I was praying for. And it just like it was just a moment like of humbleness, and I was like, damn. I was like, this young lady is exactly where I was. And and here I am praying to get out of the situation that I prayed for, which is madness. Like that is madness to me. And it was just a moment, and I think like spirit or the universe like had us have that conversation for a reason, because it's like God just reminding me like we like we've had this conversation before, like you're living in answered prayer right now. Don't forget. Like don't forget where you came from, cuz you're living in an answered prayer right now, and you know I'm a miracle worker. Like you know that I can do what even you think can't be done. Like I could do it all. So just like back then when you waited and you were patient and you just put in the work, I'm gonna need you to do that now. I'm gonna need you to keep doing what you're doing because even with that, right? Even with the changes that I've made, like as far as like my finances and really like sticking to a budget and really being financially responsible, like that's been a long time coming. Like I was never financially responsible. I was fucking up. Amen. Between me and my husband, we were fucking up. But even with that though, like, and it's the discipline, and God's like, yeah, keep doing this because this is working for you. This is beneficial. This is a good thing. Even if you don't end up buying a house, like this is good for you. Like, so keep doing this. You're on the right path. But don't forget where you came from and the hard work you put in to get here. And it was just a moment. It was a moment for me, and I was like, you know what, you're right. And also too, I took the moment to pray for her because I know for a fact that she's gonna reach her goals too. She's gonna move her boys out of that place, and they're gonna have a nice place, a place that she feels proud of. Like I know she's gonna do it. Amen. And I prayed for her too in that moment. And yeah, it was just a moment for me to just, you know, appreciate what's going on right here in the now. And no matter what situation, right? Because whatever situation you're in, someone somewhere is in an even worser spot and is praying to be where you are today. Like just the same way like 25-year-old me was praying to be in the spot that 37-year-old me is in today. Like there's someone somewhere praying at least for that. There's someone right now homeless right now who may not care where the roof comes from. They just need a roof. Like for them and their kids, like they don't care where it is, what part of town it is, or whatever. They're homeless right now and they just need a roof. And some people are just out here with no job. And while like you're praying that, or waking up every morning talking about you don't want to go to this job, you hate this job, there's someone out there every day like trying their best to find one, to make money, and it's just not hitting for them like how they want it to hit, and they're praying to be in your position. And that, like I said, that interaction I had with her was just like the universe's nudge to me. It's like you are blessed. Like you cannot forget that you are 100% truly blessed, even with the hardships, even with my shortcomings, even even when like I'm tired and I don't feel like it anymore, and like I don't feel like I'm being a good mom, I don't feel like I'm doing my best, I feel like giving up sometimes. Like even in those moments, like God is just here to remind me that even through all that stuff, like you're meant for this. Like this time, whatever, like the right here and the right now, this is the moment that you're here for. So keep going. Like don't give up. Don't quit. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that because it's we all have a story and we all start somewhere. Like there's highs and there's lows. There's peaks and valleys, like there's ebbs and flows, but like we got to stay focused. Like we got to stay focused on the goal. And there's setbacks sometimes, but just as long as you know like, hey, this isn't, this isn't going to be my forever thing. I'm going to keep working towards being better. I'm going to keep working towards doing better for myself, for my children, whatever the case may be. Like the the universe has no choice but to give it to you. Like if you're taking the steps towards it, the universe has no option but to give it to you. And that's basically what I explained to her. I was like, you're putting in the work. So there's no other outcome other than you reaching your goal, whatever that goal is. So yeah, but I just had to share that because it really, like, talking to her brought me back to that time and place when I was living there. And I hated that place, y'all. I hated living there. I hated it. And it wasn't, and then to top that off, a few years later, I ended up moving to another part of town that I absolutely hated. And then once I left there, I promised myself and my whole family and my kids, I was like, I will never live in that side of town ever again. Like I swore on it. Like I put it on my life. I put it on my life. And like again, that's just me explaining like my version or my vision of like just rock bottom like happened to me twice. Like it happened to me 2 times where I had to live somewhere that I did not want to live, but because of the hole that I put myself in, making bad choices and bad decisions with my money and my credit, that's all that I could get. Like that was all that I could afford. That was all that I could get. It happened to me twice, y'all. So that was just the first time that I'm explaining right now, but it happened to me twice. And I'm so determined not to let that ever happen again. Like I'm so determined and I'm working so hard to to keep to keep what I have now. So the home ownership, moving, starting somewhere new, making new memories, like yeah, that's coming, it's coming, but at this time I'm just reminded that like I've got a beautiful home now, and it's what I've prayed for, and I'm living in an answered prayer right now. So just appreciating what's going on now and being in the now and just being in a space of gratefulness is the message that I have for you guys today. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting, and it was crazy because when she was explaining where she lived, like I was like, I know where you live because I lived there before too, and I hated it as well. I freaking locked my daughter in the car when I was living there. I locked my daughter in the car, and it was wild. That was a wild story too. I can't remember if I ever shared this on the podcast. I can't remember, but in case I did, I'll tell you guys real quick. um, One night I was on my way home from work. I had picked up my daughter from my mom's house, and this was when at my job I worked like 10:30 to 7 at night, 10:30 a.m. to 7 at night, and so I drove a two-door. It was a two-door Chevy Cavalier. And at this time, she's a toddler. She's like 1 going on 2 years old. So normally when I would put her in her car seat in the back, I would put her on the passenger side. So that way, like if anything happened, I can look back and see her in the driver's seat or from the driver's seat. And I would always keep the passenger side door locked in case someone, ran up on the car and tried to open the car door. At least like on her side, it wouldn't be open to where like they can harm her, anything like that, or hop in or whatever. So I drove with the doors locked. And so when I get home and I park, normally what I would do is I would reach over, unlock the passenger side door. I would leave my phone in my purse sitting on the passenger seat or whatever. And I would walk around, open said passenger door, get my stuff, get my baby out, and then proceed to go in the house. This day, I don't know if I was sleepy, tired, or what. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, I did not reach over to unlock the passenger side door. I proceeded to get out of the car. I locked the driver's side because that was my normal routine. I would unlock the passenger, get out, lock the driver, and then walk around and then open the door. So I get out, I lock the driver's side door, I slam the door. Bam. As soon as that door slammed, I was like, I fucked up. Immediately, I was like, oh shit. I just locked her inside the car. And when you like lock something inside the car, like that moment of disbelief and you're trying to like open the door, like, but the door is not going to open because the motherfucker is locked. Like that's what happened to me. Like I had a moment of disbelief. I was like in denial. I was like, no. And I'm like trying to open the door. I'm like, this bitch is locked. Like both doors are locked. And she was sleeping. And thank God it wasn't in the middle of summer and it was nighttime. So I was like, oh my God. And then to top it all off, y'all, to make it worse, my phone was in the car, locked up in the car, my keys in the car, couldn't get in the house. Like I'm stuck at night in this shady ass neighborhood where the drug dealers, the junkies, everyone, the freaks came out at night. Amen? Like, not amen? I don't know. So I'm sitting there. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm panicking. Like, there's, like, literally, like, and where I was living at, it was a cul-de-sac. So there's no one driving by. Like I don't live near my mom. I don't have no way to call nobody. Like, I'm 100% boned in this situation. I'm boned. So like I'm panicking and like I'm crying and stuff. And then all these bass heads like start coming out of the bushes and these like dope fiends. And I'm scared. Y'all, I'm scared. And I'm like, oh my God, like what is about to happen? Like they gonna see my babies in here. They gonna see I got nothing on me. I don't got a phone. Like are they gonna try to rob me? Like I was so scared, y'all. And so like all these dope fiends and bass heads like see the commotion. They try to see what's going on. And they're like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? What's going on right now? And I'm like, and because I don't have anyone to talk to, I'm like, I locked my baby inside the car. and I'm crying, and these dope fiends are just looking at me, and I'm like, my baby's in the car. I locked my baby in the car. And so The next thing that happened, you guys won't believe. You guys won't believe this. But collectively, as a dope fiend community, they tried to help me get my baby out the car. They were pulling out plastic hangers from places. They were pulling out wire hangers. Someone had a crowbar, and I was like, please don't smash out my windows because I cannot afford. I cannot afford to get these windows fixed. Like, but any help you can provide would be greatly appreciated. So these base heads are trying. I don't mean to call them base heads, but this nice community of drug addicts, amen, were trying to help me get my baby out the car. And one lady had came out of her house because I guess like she may have been watching out of the window or like seeing the commotion, but she looked normal. Like she looked like a normal, nice lady. So I ran to her and I was like, I'm so sorry. You know, like, I understand, like, if you say no, but do you have a phone? Like, I locked my baby in the car accident, like, and I just need to call my mom because she has my spare set of car keys. Like, I just need, like, if I could please just use your phone. And she was nice enough to let me use her cell phone. And I called my mom because my husband was at work. And at the time I didn't know his phone number by heart anyway. So the only number I knew was my mom's number. So I called my mom and I was like, Mama. The ugliest cry. But the ugliest cry. I was like, I locked Genesis in the car. I can't get her out. All the crackheads are trying to help me get her out. And it's not working. So she ends up calling my husband. And my husband leaves work and he goes to my mom's house. And luckily, he worked down the street from where my mom lived. So he went and got the spare key for the car. Got to the house, which luckily also too wasn't that far away from where my mom lived, maybe like a cool quick 10 minutes. And so when my husband hits the corner, when I tell you that man would hit that corner, like he Tokyo drifted around that corner, right? And at first, when I saw him hit the corner, I thought he was moving so fast, like because like, you know, his wife was in trouble, like his wife needed his support, like his help. So, but anyway, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that part later. So he comes, he drives up, he comes with the key, and as soon as he hits that corner and the dope fiends see him, like they scramble because like they know, like, cause my husband's kind of known here in Vegas, so my husband has a reputation. So as soon as they seen that Lincoln Town car hit, or was it? I think he had a Lincoln Town car. As soon as they seen it hit the corner, they were like, we're out of here. Like, fuck this. Like, we're out of here. So he comes, he opens up the door, but like he grabs our daughter and like just like goes in the house. He doesn't say anything to me. And I'm like, okay. Like, so I grab my stuff out of the car and I go in the house and to say that he was pissed off was an understatement, y'all. He was hot. He was so mad, y'all. And for the reason that he knew, like, my husband knew exactly where we lived. Like, he knew, you know, what was outside in the neighborhood. And when he seen all these dope fiends around my car, like, he was boiling. Like, he was mad. And long story, not so long, he didn't let me live that down for a long time. Like, he would bring it up, like, just made me feel so bad about it. And I'm just like, I mean, like, I fucked up. Like, it was a mistake. Like, I didn't mean to. Like, it was not like I did it on purpose. But he was mad, y'all. He was pissed. He was pissed because like you don't know, like dope fiends are unpredictable. Like you don't know, like I put us in danger without knowing like that we were in danger. Luckily, they were the nice dope fiends and didn't like try to rob me or like hurt my daughter. They were genuinely trying to help me. They couldn't do much because they were high, but like they were trying to help. And my husband was like, nah, girl, like, nah, you fucked up on that. But anyway, so that's my story of living in that neighborhood, that part of town. And yeah, and I'm grateful and thankful to God today that he answered my prayers. Amen. And I'm living in a space that I'm comfortable in, like I'm not afraid to invite people to. There's no one lurking in the bushes anywhere, getting high, not finding needles and crack pipes on the floor. Like it's calm here. It's calm. And I'm grateful for that. So, yeah. But that was the message that I wanted to share with you guys today. Just, be grateful for where you are, live in the now, in the moment. And if you're not where you want to be or where you wish to be, that's okay, because you'll get to where you want to be. Just keep putting in the work, keep praying. If that's your vibe, keep praying and putting in the work, and eventually you'll get to the space that you want to be in. And then once you get there, also don't forget like what it took for you to get there and where you came from and the hard work that you put in, and congratulate yourself and be proud of yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and land the plane there. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode 50. Amen. Let's get it. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to share it with someone who you think may find it helpful. Also, too, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at motherhood_ghetto, where you can keep up with me. I post funny reels there. I post there when the new episode comes out, so you can stay up to date. And speaking of staying up to date, make sure to hit that follow button wherever you listen to your podcast, so that way you are notified. Hit the bell so that way you're notified whenever I upload a new podcast. Last but not least, if you haven't already got your copy of the Motherhood is Ghetto Self-Care Journal for Mothers, it is still available on Amazon. I will link it in the show notes. And again, mamas, I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I appreciate your support. And until next time, mamas. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Don't forget to follow the podcast and share with anyone who you think may enjoy it. And follow me on Instagram at motherhood_ghetto. Also, feel free to DM me if you have any experiences, opinions, or views on motherhood you'd like me to share on the podcast. Until next time, mamas.